Hi everyone, welcome back to Hannah's Decodes. I'm Hannah. Hope you've all had a good week. And today I thought I would share a dream and not really do a meditation, just share some experiences I've had that, excuse me, are a little unusual and interesting and unusual. So last Sunday was my husband's birthday, and it was a big do, and we had a lot of people, a lot of family over. And so the following Monday I was really tired, the Monday after the Sunday, and after lunch I had a little lie down on the couch in the sun, and I fell asleep, and I was kind of having a nice sleep in the sun. And I went, just before I woke up, I went into a bit of a dream, and I dreamt I was sitting up on the couch and I had some kind of stringed instrument. It looked like a lap harp, like a harp, a little mini harp that you can put on your lap. And I looked down and I started like tweaking some of the strings on this instrument. And they were really, it wasn't like a electronic sound. It was very harp-like, but it had some other component to it. Yeah, I don't know, some kind of other component to it, that either the strings were, just one little touch and it made a sound. I didn't really have to pluck it or anything. So I started playing it. I thought, wow, this is kind of an amazing sound. And then I just looked straight ahead and played this quite complicated tune. It wasn't really a tune. It wasn't sort of something you could hum along to. It was quite kind of abstract, I suppose, but quite beautiful. And I was just playing that and staring straight ahead, and then everything just went white, and I was just playing this amazing tune or music, and then I woke up to a helicopter kind of going out in my sort of suburb, going around my house. I think I've talked about helicopters before. The thing about a lot of the talks and sort of videos I do, I often get into a little bit of a meditative state, and I can't remember what I've talked about. So if I've talked about it before, that's fine. You might get a slightly different angle on the story and all the information. So anyway, I woke up and I could hear a helicopter, and I've had experiences with helicopters in my suburb. And actually, the more I talk about helicopters being in the suburb I live in, the less I hear them. So it's kind of quite interesting that, the more you talk about it, the less you hear about it. So, but why I'm telling you about this is I really feel like the music I was playing sort of in my dream and subconscious was me in a way, in a sort of imaginative way, getting my sort of getting my vibration tuning my vibration to the highest state I could. That's what my feeling is. And there could have been a helicopter just flying around doing its thing. I don't know why they fly around circles and stuff. But in the part, I'll tell you a story, another story. And this is, I suppose, even a little bit weirder than the dream I've just told you. I've had some experiences where I feel like some kind of force is trying to pull me somewhere when I'm asleep. And after having sort of a few of these experiences, I thought to myself, I'll say, no, I don't agree when this happens in my sleep or my waking state, whatever it is. I'll just say, no, I don't agree. I'm not being pulled by this kind of force. So anyway, the one night, many years, I don't know, 15 years ago maybe, I was asleep, woke up to the sound of a helicopter that felt like it was landing on the roof. The house was shaking. It was so loud, and it had a spotlight that was sort of moving around in my neighbor's yard and shone a light in my eyes. And it was so loud. So I got up and I pulled the curtain back, looked out the window. That's when the light shone in my eyes. And I'm like, what are they looking for? Are they looking for some kind of criminal that's escaped or something? So I was kind of really perplexed, but my thing is, when I wake up at night, I really don't want to wake up. But this woke me up quite a lot. But I was kind of obviously thinking in sort of a dream state of like, I've got to get back to sleep. I've got to kind of get back to sleep. And my husband slept through the whole thing. And for me, I mean, that sounds like, gosh, it must have been a dream. But for my husband, we've been to a concert that was a Japanese taiko drumming concert that was just these huge Japanese drums. And I was there with my fingers in my ears. It was so loud. And I went to look at my husband. He's as fast asleep, just there, kind of the chair, fast asleep. So when he didn't wake up, I thought, he's just sleeping through an enormous noise and he's in a really deep sleep. So I thought, this is weird, that the helicopter, and then I started listening to other people talk about helicopters. Simon Parkes has talked about helicopters that often try and do, I don't know if it's sort of energetic experiments, often on women who are kind of connected to the earth in a spiritual, energetic way. And they use women because they are an easy tool, I don't know what the word is, to kind of access energies of the earth, because there's a connection between women and the earth. So I'm paraphrasing, that's probably not exactly what Simon Parkes said, but something along those lines. And he talked about the helicopters. And I've heard another woman talk about her experience with helicopters, Penny Kelly, who is worthwhile checking out. But for me, it wasn't a positive feeling. So I didn't feel like they were there for the benefit of me. So anyway, getting back to the dream I had a couple of days ago, I felt like, because I was tuning myself with this subconscious dream music, I was raising my vibration, which attracted a helicopter. So, and yes, so that's my feeling. But because I was awake, it sort of eventually went away as well. So my whole kind of thing about sharing these two kind of awaking experience and dreaming kind of experience was kind of making me think about our vibration and just keeping ourselves in a good space and a good frame of mind. And not that everyone's gonna draw in a helicopter. This seems to be something that happens to me every now and then, but I sense, because I've kind of said no, and also Simon Parkes said, when you feel that pull, you say no, you kind of almost feel like you're going into the ground, and that's exactly what I experienced. So that was really interesting. So I know it sounds really wacky, but it's kind of reassuring when you hear of other people who have had similar experiences, that you're not totally nutty. That's why I'm talking about it now. I probably wouldn't have talked about it. I actually haven't told many people about it at all. So I'm telling everyone now. But I just think it's, it was pinpointing the dream about, it's just tuning yourself. And I think this is my feeling about the helicopter, I think when there's a really high vibration, it creates interest for whatever entity or whatever it is, dimensional thing, or I don't know, whatever organization does this kind of helicopter thing. And so the helicopter seems like a physical thing, but perhaps it's some kind of I'm trying to find the right word. Disguised energy. I don't know. Dimensional energy. I don't know. I've seen enough energetic things to sort of have quite an open mind about what that could be. Perhaps it's, in some kind of disguise. I don't know. So anyway, I'm assuming that energy triggered interest in whatever energy that helicopter represents, and it just flies around the area. And I've also, in my suburb and surrounds, have put lots and lots of orgonite, which is kind of is meant to transmute negative energies into really positive energies. So I think the helicopters no longer really come too close to the house. They're kind of all over. Maybe they pick up the energy of the orgonite. I don't know, maybe it's confused the energy of good energy of the earth, because there's so much of it transmuting negative energy. Anyway, I'm hoping this makes a little bit of sense to everyone. But the idea is, keep your vibration high if you can, with things that give you joy. I think is really important. And I've talked so many times about the beach and swimming in the surf gives me lots of joy, and family and being in nature and all that kind of stuff. So I think at the moment, it's with all the stuff that's going on in the world and the energies that are going on in the world, I think when you find yourself in sort of getting into some kind of negative state or negative energy, remind yourself what gives you joy and try and include that in your day if you can. I think that'd be really nice. So just, I've talked about the wacky helicopters, talked about my wacky dream. Tuning to your highest frequency. I think that's it. I thought I wouldn't do a meditation today, just change it up a bit. And just find your joy. That's what I was going to say as well. So when you're, unless I've said it already, when you've tuned when you're in your highest state and vibration, that's when you can change your own destiny or create your own destiny. And it's not sort of plotting everything out, because the universe, I don't think, works that way, where you say, I want it to all happen this way. It'll happen somehow. The broad picture will happen somehow, but not how you think it happens. That's usually how it happens in my experience. So keep yourself in a high vibration if you can. Baths, outdoors, good food, good people, and all that kind of stuff. Good stuff. Okay, I think that's it. So I'll say goodbye and see you all next time. Okay, thank you. Bye.